Audi A1. Let's see. Okay. So we're working on this Audi A1 today, so we're gonna get going on that. First things first, our kit. We are going to receive a needle, a thread, and a double-sided tape with a wedging tool. I have two from previous vehicles. I tend to work with one, but it's nice to have another one. If there's a spot that's a bit too tight, you stick one in to lift it up and use the other one to push in your material. A lighter, I'll show you at the end for what. Not really too necessary, but it's only for little finishing touches. And a scissors or a knife to cut your thread with. And of course your cover. So first things first, like any other car we do, we put on the cover and make sure it fits. Now I've done this for this car already, and I'm just going to do it again for you, just briefly. So this is what we look for. Things number one, to see it wraps around, which as we can see it does wrap around, so that's fine. That will fit, that's perfect. Thing number two, for these to more or less make it up to the plastic, as you see it's getting tucked in here. You don't want this to be down here, you're not going to tuck it in. And then the length up here seems to be fine. So yeah, like every other car, first things we do, double-sided tape on our most important areas where we'll be touching it. So down here, down here, down here, and then we put our cover on. So let's get going on that first. Right, so we've got our tape, we've got it taken off. With these Audi A1s, some other vehicles may have the same. The covers for paddle shifters have these slots. So what you're going to want to do is put it over the paddle shifter initially, because if you stick it on, it's going to be extremely hard to loop it over afterwards. So just going to begin with that. That's looped over. Now we're gonna try to set ourselves up nicely first of all here. Okay. Alright. So we want the marker straight down the center with the Audi logo. We've got that looped over there. We've got this more or less, the threads more or less hidden down here. Just push this over a bit here. They seem to be centered. That's going to be here. And we want to align it perfectly so we don't end up having a bit of an issue when we get the stitching done. So I'm happy enough with that. That looks to be good. They seem to be more or less center. Let's get going. Okay, so starting off, we take our thread. I'm going to start with the top, then I'm going to do the two sides. What way you do it does not really matter, that's just my preference. So starting with the top, I like to do 6 times from top to bottom. So 1. Now this is what I'm talking about, scissors or a knife, whatever's easier for you. So, and trust me, this is going to drop in between seats many times, and so are all your other tools, so keep them in an open space if you can. So loop it through. Now this is how I do a knot. You need to make a knot at the end. This is how I do it. You may have your own way of doing it. So I take the two ends, put them together, wrap them around my finger, and now I have this knot down here, as you can see. I have this knot where my finger is. I take the two ends and I push them through that knot. Take the two ends again, and now I'm left with this, and I just pull it tight. And that is it. That knot will be enough. And now take my scissors and cut off the excess slack. That's not needed. Keep on top of your rubbish. Okay. So how I always begin this. The very last thread, which is down here at the very back, I get the needle through one way or another. and pull it all the way through till you hit the knot. That's not going to go through, and I go from the bottom up, and I go through the very first one here. And back straight into the next one, zigzagging across. And straight back to the next one. So, hit around the same area on the other end. I was doing one, skipping one, and then I got to the top one where I skipped one, and now I'm stopping to skip one on the back of it and at the front. And now I'm just doing one after another until I get to the very last one on this side here. And that will not be going absolutely anywhere. And that's that. Alright, let's get these bottom parts done. Right, so what we do for the top, we're doing the same for the bottom. Except because the bottom, we do 3.5. 3.5. And the same thing, cut it, loop it, make a knot. Take either your left or your right side, either or, it does not really matter. Same again, loop it through the back. I can't get it through easy enough with my hands. I'll try laying the needle off the back of the steering wheel and give it that push. So that'll stop, and same again, through the bottom and through the top. And I'm going to do the same what I've done on the top, and that is go not skipping a thread all the way to the corners. Alright, so got down without skipping a thread. Still so far, and now we're going to skip a thread onto the top one closer to us, and at the bottom we're skipping a thread again, and we're going to follow the same pattern up until we get to this corner. The other corner, once again, start just going thread by thread instead of do one, skip one. Take this, tuck it behind here. We got that bit tucked in. Cut off the excess. And just wedge in the rest of it. Okay, so we've got this side finished. Now we can fully tuck this in. So, going to tuck it in here, along the plastic here. Oh gosh. Around here, and up around the screw here, and all the way around the back. So, needs to be pull it tight and just start tucking it in. If it feels awfully tight, I recommend putting in your prying tool and just pushing it first, without any material in it, to create a little bit of space. This side tucked in, top, bottom, and around the back. That's still loose. We're doing the same what we've done on this side down here. 3.5 in terms of needle thread length, and going single up until around here. So same as always, get that loop through here, through from the outside. That iron knot's going to stop that going through into the first thread, into the first thread, and zigzag back across into the next thread at the back, and zigzag back across onto this other thread on this side, and continue this pattern up until you get a similar enough corner, which is around here. Still doing the single threads, we're up on more or less the exact same corner. Just go into the next single on the back, and now I'm going to skip one at the front. Skip one at the back. Skip at the front. Right, so we've got a couple of threads down here. Now I like to tuck in the back up here, and the sides and the front, which is all going to tuck in along this plastic part down here and all the way around. So grab the pry tools and we get going on it. Right, now that we have the front tucked in, we're going to keep walking and doing skip thread, do thread, skip thread, do thread, up until the same as last time, till we get to roughly around the same corner down here. And yeah, that's the last part. If you have been tucking this away, I don't know about your car, but this Audi, everything has been extremely tight. So if you were the same, it's fair play to you. If you've gotten this far, it's been honestly extremely tough so far. We're at the same corner again, and we're gonna just go into single threads now. Pull it through this side, tuck it in along this, snip it off. Right, as you can see, we have tucked in this, tucked it in here. Last part's left, it's tucking all this in the same like we did on this side. So let's get going on this, and that will be us finished. Once I have this tucked in, I'll show you the final product.